The purpose of this podcast is to educate and inform. It is no substitute for professional care by your doctor or your qualified healthcare professional. Never disregard or delay professional medical advice because of something you've heard on this podcast or in any linked material. Guests who speak on this podcast express their own opinions, experience, and conclusions. Dr. Shirley neither endorses nor opposes any particular opinion discussed on this podcast. The views expressed on this podcast have no relation to those of any academic, hospital, practice, institution, or other entity with which Dr. Shirley may be affiliated.
Welcome to Forever Fab, the podcast on fashion, the art of living, and all things beauty. This podcast is curated by Dr. Shirley Madhere, MD, as the definitive source of holistic wellness through beauty.
Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Shirley. Welcome to 15 Minutes of FAB, a segment of the Forever Fab podcast where I review products and services in 15 minutes or less. If you don't have time to tune into my full-length podcast, then check out 15 Minutes of FAB. Admittedly, sometimes I do go a few minutes over or even a few minutes under, but nonetheless, it's 15 fabulous minutes of FAB news and advice. Some have considered it truth and beauty, plastic surgery secrets, or as a nerdy or academic take on beauty. Consider it what you may, but my aim is to engage you as a credible and authoritative voice in most, if not all, aspects of beauty and wellness, including products, wellness services, technologies, and innovations in plastic surgery, because that's what I do. As the founder of Holistic Plastic Surgery, my approach to beauty is through a lens of wellness. It's grounded in science, it's backed by medical study and research, and I also use principles of and techniques of plastic surgery. So hopefully it creates this well thought out, strategic and inclusive environment for you to listen. I feel uniquely qualified to talk with you about beauty, wellness, aesthetics, surgery, and products and services, not only because of my extensive training, but also because I'm with you. Many of the issues of aging and being a fierce fab woman, I experience as well. So you're not alone. That being said, let's get started. Cue the bell, cue the timer. I realized something. I realized that I screwed up. Here I am waxing poetic about holistic beauty and being beyond thrilled that the Forever Fab podcast was rated one of the top 200 podcasts in the USA and number 122 in France. Woohoo! Cue the bells, cue the confetti, cue the clapping. That's great, right? Thank you. Thank you. So I've just been going on and just being in this element and feeling grateful and talking about how I believe that beauty emanates from within and that nutrition is the first rule of beauty, so on and on, as perhaps you've heard me say. Well, I have yet to review some of those things that help us to manifest our personal beauty from within. Ha! How could I do that? What an oversight. Well, I'm here to try to correct that. I mean, I'm not going to review bananas and kale, but I will, from time to time, review perhaps the next best thing, food supplements. So here is the first of more to come. Today's product review is Internal Harmony Beauty Sleep Aid. And it is an oral supplement. And it is an oral supplement that is supposed to help you with sleep. What is the brand's mantra? Quote, "We are dreamers who defy maturity," end quote. That's interesting, right? I must admit that caught my attention. So, of course, in my research, I had to find out more. What are the brand's benefits in general? They include innovation, a focus on the healthy and the natural. The company tries to find bioactives from Mother Nature that work in synergy with your body, complementing one another while at the same time generating multiple benefits. They are an experienced team of research and development people. They globally source their ingredients, and their products are tested on the entire team before they go to market. Again, I thought, pretty good. But wait, there's more. So this particular product, Internal Harmony Beauty Sleep Aid, what are the benefits of this specific product? Well, they include PMS relief, menopausal relief. They add energy. These products improve mood, improve desire, and improve sleep. Wow. I mean, if they could really do all that, that would be amazing. So what is it? Who is this company? What's their story? And I'm going to quote from their website because I thought they pretty much captured it very well in their copy. So I'm reading a direct quote. Quote, "For years, we've explored what nature makes possible. We are scientists, but also health advocates who understand the desire to be strong, fit, healthy, active, and whole. We've created products that enhance the experience of being human, powerful connection points between nature and science, maturity and youth, men and women. We are a company run by researchers who stand behind each and every product we develop because we're developing for ourselves. We live it. We are it." End quote. So this company is called DreamBrands. I mean, that kind of says a lot, doesn't it? Open quotes. "DreamBrands was formed in order to give the world those new products that we felt it needed most, products that would improve our own quality of life and help us defy our own maturity. We are scientists on a mission to formulate greatness, to do what's good and useful, to improve on what exists, or to create what should. We use smart science and the wisdom of experience to imagine and develop patented breakthroughs." End quote. I thought that was pretty good copy myself. I thought, yeah, I'm just going to read straightforward from this. So this Internal Harmony Beauty Sleep Aid, who is it good for? Who really benefits from it? Well, it was specifically formulated for women 40 plus, but essentially if anybody is having difficulty sleeping, and if you're a woman having difficulty sleeping, then this product would be for you. There are a number of active and primary ingredients, totaling probably about 12, so it's a relatively clean formulation. But some of them include 5-HTP, and that basically is, an abbreviation that stands for a substance that helps in stress management. Chamomile helps to calm the stomach. Melatonin to improve the quality of sleep. Black cohosh to help reduce PMS and menopausal symptoms. Vitamin B6, which is also known as pyridoxine. And this vitamin is necessary for creating neurotransmitters or chemicals that regulate emotions, including serotonin, dopamine, and gamma aminobutyric acid, aka GABA or GABA. Vitamin B6 is not made in the body, so it must be obtained through diet. So that's important. This product also contains vitamin B12, and that's also known as cobalamin, and that supports the normal function of nerve cells and is needed for red blood cell formation and DNA synthesis. You don't really realize it, but the vitamins that are made in your body and the vitamins that you obtain from your diet, they go to the core of who you are. B12 involved in DNA synthesis. Think about that, right? The product also contains vitamin D3, also known by its alias cholecalciferol. And it acts more as like a pro-hormone than it does a vitamin per se, because the body actually is able to make vitamin D3 on its own, and it's able to produce it on its own when it absorbs sunlight on the skin. So here's something else that maybe you don't make the connection with. We need sunlight. It is with sunlight touching the skin, your skin being exposed to the sun rays, that your body makes vitamin D3. Now, of course, there has to be a balance between too much sun exposure, too long, the extent of it, the time, lots of things to consider, because you certainly don't want to set yourself up for negative skin changes that may lead to a real problem later on. But nonetheless, vitamin D3, necessary, because it's important in immune support as well as protection of the nervous system and the brain. So basically, We need the sun. The product also contains magnesium, and magnesium is the fourth most abundant mineral in the human body. There's a lot of it. It's involved in energy creation, and that energy creation helps to convert food into energy. It's also involved in protein formation. It helps to make proteins and new amino acids, gene maintenance. So it helps to create and repair your DNA and your RNA. There it is again, magnesium at the core of who you are. It's also involved in muscle movement and contraction and relaxation of muscles, as well as regulating the nervous system, right? It helps to regulate those chemicals, those neurotransmitters that relay messages to and from cells. And those messages get sent throughout the entire brain and nervous system.
Forever Fab, the podcast
Another
on
ingredient
fashion,
in this
the
product
art
is
of living,
L-theanine.
and all
Now,
things beauty.
this one's interesting.
Curated by Dr.
I'm not quite sure where I stand on this one yet. I need to do more research. But L-theanine is an amino acid, and it's found naturally in a tea plant. It helps to reduce stress, and it improves your mood. Now, what's interesting or perhaps controversial about L-theanine is that it's legal in the United States, but is not legal in Europe and other parts of the world. And I haven't quite found out why. But it is generally regarded as safe in the United States when it is consumed in moderation. Now, what's moderation? Just so that you know, in general, a cup of black tea contains 20 milligrams of theanine, but this supplement contains 50 milligrams of theanine. And we'll get to what's safe and controversial a little bit later in the section of this 15 minutes of FAB where I nerd out. But anyway, another ingredient in this product is valerian. And that's a plant with medicinal properties. And it has benefits including, improving sleep, reducing stress, reducing anxiety, reducing hyperactivity, and reducing menopausal symptoms. Another ingredient, Don Quai, also known as female ginseng. And it's used effectively, though, for both men and women. So even though it's called female ginseng, all genders can benefit. And the scientific name is Angelica sinensis. Doesn't that sound sweet? It is a powerful herb, and it grows primarily in Asia. And it's been used for thousands of years as a sacral herbal remedy. And it has an ability to balance hormone levels, to increase sex drive in men and women, to ease menstrual cramps, to improve heart health, and it also is a blood thinner, and it also is a blood purifier. And that sounds like it could be great for detox. And the last ingredient in this product is chaste tree extract. And this tree is a small tree or a small bush or shrub, and it's native to the riverbanks in southern Europe and the Mediterranean. And it's been used also for many years to help manage symptoms related to PMS or premenstrual syndrome. So in essence, pretty much 12 ingredients. So for me, that constitutes a relatively clean formulation. So how do you use this product? You basically just take one capsule at bedtime. So it's pretty easy. Now, I wanted to talk about supplements in general, at least in the United States, and the FDA. You've heard me say a number of times that I believe that nutrition is the first rule of beauty, and that restful, adequate sleep is the second rule of beauty. Well, this product aims to accomplish 2 in 1, supplementing your diet with a few vitamins and helping you to sleep better. But before I reveal its FAB score, I think it's important for me to just nerd out about oral supplements in general, and at least how they are not regulated in the United States. So in the US, supplements fall under the jurisdiction of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Similar organizations abroad include the EU's Public Health Division and Canada's Health Canada. But I'm just going to keep this mini nerd out session to the USA. So according to the FDA's website, which is fda.gov, supplements are defined as, quote, dietary supplements in part as products taken by mouth that contain a dietary ingredient. Dietary ingredients include vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and herbs or botanicals, as well as other substances that can be used to supplement the diet, end quote. It's important for you to know that supplements are not regulated by the FDA in the same way that food and drugs are. The FDA does not review these supplements for safety or effectiveness before they hit the market. So the FDA suggests that if you're going to take a supplement or if you're considering it, that you consult with your healthcare professional before using any dietary supplements. And this makes a lot of sense because imagine some supplements contain these powerful herbs and botanicals that have been used medicinally for thousands of years. And if you happen to have an underlying condition, or you're taking some medication, or you're taking some, herbal supplement to help you chillax, it's possible that the supplement that you're about to take may have a negative reaction with the one you're currently taking or with your underlying condition. So really important to give that some thought. And the FDA also suggests strongly that you be a safe and informed consumer when evaluating using oral supplements. Okay, that said, you should also know that according to the FDA's website, and these are some direct quotes, quote, federal law requires that every dietary supplement be labeled as such, either with the term dietary supplement or with a term that substitutes a description of the product's dietary ingredients for the word dietary. For example, they could use herbal supplement or calcium supplement. Federal law does not require dietary supplements to be proven safe to the FDA's satisfaction before they are marketed. For most claims made in the labeling of dietary supplements, the law does not require the manufacturer or the seller to prove to FDA's satisfaction that the claim is accurate or truthful before it appears on the product. In general, the FDA's role with a dietary supplement product begins after the product enters the marketplace, and that is usually the agency's first opportunity to take action against the product that presents a significant or unreasonable risk of illness or injury, or that is otherwise adulterated or misbranded. Dietary supplement branding, including ads broadcast on radio and television, falls under the jurisdiction of the Federal Trade Commission, or the FTC, a completely separate branch of the United States government. Once a dietary supplement is on the market, the FDA has certain safety monitoring responsibilities, but these include monitoring mandatory reporting of serious adverse effects by the dietary supplement firms and voluntary adverse effect reporting by consumers and healthcare professionals. So basically, we're all in the monitoring together. As its resources permit, the FDA also reviews product labels and other product information, such as package inserts, accompanying literature, and internet promotion. The important part of that statement is, quote, as its resources permit, end quote. The FDA website also states dietary supplement firms must report to FDA any serious adverse events that are reported to them by consumers or healthcare professionals. That is also a contingency. Dietary supplement manufacturers do not have to get the agency's approval before producing or selling these products. It is not legal to market a dietary supplement product as a treatment or cure for a specific disease or to alleviate the symptoms of a disease, because that's what drugs do. And the FDA do not think that supplements, no matter what they contain, can have drugs effects. These are limitations to there are limitations to the FDA oversight of claims in dietary supplement labeling. For example, the FDA reviews substantiation for claims as resources permit, end quote. So that was all directly from the FDA.gov website. So you may think that you go to Whole Foods or your local greengrocer or whichever, and you're going to pick up, I'm going to pick up a little vitamin D3 because I don't really get that much sun and I need a little supplementation. I would strongly suggest that you talk to your physician or healthcare provider before you start doing so, and make sure you try at least to find out from that healthcare professional what is a reputable, credible, cleanly formulated, unadulterated brand, and take it from there. So after all that, what is my FAB score for Internal Harmony's Beauty Sleep Aid? Well, as you know, my FAB score is a number score from 1 to 5 that I use to rate products and services, with 1 being not something I recommend and 5 being absolutely fabulous, but of course. The score is based on my personal experience with the product or service and my professional background as a plastic surgeon and holistic wellness expert. To come up with the FAB score, I assess and take into account a number of things, including, but not limited to, ingredients, the formulation, how clean the formulation is, aesthetics, ease of use, sensation, packaging, how does it feel, how does it taste, effectiveness, sustainability, social good, if there is any, price, among other factors. I've created a pretty extensive algorithm to come up with this simple score so that you can rely on it when you're evaluating beauty and wellness products and services. So, the FAB score for Internal Harmony's Beauty Sleep Aid is, I think we should cue a drum roll here, 4.0. And maybe now we should cue like, yay, because 4.0 is pretty good. In my experience and by my estimation and my review and my research, the positive aspects of this product are that it's just 1 capsule. If you're into taking oral supplements, it's just 1 pill at night only. So that's manageable. I like that the ingredients are natural. I like that the brand is well researched. The product is well researched. I like that the research team seems credible and reliable and authentic. The price is fair. And I mentioned its clean formulation. Those are all pluses for me. On the not so plus side or not so positive side, which is the reason for me giving a FAB score of 4.0 or not a perfect 5.0 or not higher than 4.0, is because it took a few weeks for it to quote unquote work for me. It took a while. Now, in general, naturally occurring substances, especially oral supplements, they may take a little bit of a while to work, but for me, it was a noticeable 3 weeks, and that was a bit long. The pill is large, but manageable, not as large as some other vitamins I've taken, and I'll discuss those with you later. The disadvantage is that if you are not a pill taker or a supplement taker, then you're out of luck, because this is a pill. You got to swallow the pill. And the other thing that was a bit of a negative was that controversy over L-theanine that I mentioned, the extract from the tea plant. So it is legal in the United States. It's generally considered safe, but not legal to use in Europe nor many other countries. So that bothered me a bit. So that's it. 4.0 out of 5.0 for Internal Harmony's Beauty Sleep Aid. This concludes the 15 minutes of FAB product review of Internal Harmony's Beauty Sleep Aid. If you like this episode of 15 Minutes of FAB on the Forever Fab podcast, please share it and subscribe to the feed. Thank you for listening to this week's Forever Fab podcast episode of 15 Minutes of FAB. Until next time, stay beautiful inside and out.